there are so many different sayings in every single language that are so difficult to understand if we don't know the real meaning. And they're very, very common. I think it's also very interesting to go back and understand how they were born, so to understand traditions or events in the past that determined the creation of these sayings. So let's see them together. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Admayora. It's so great to have you here again. We're going to talk about English today, and we're not going to talk about grammar or rules. We're going to talk about sayings. This is something that we can hear a lot from native speakers, and it's not so easy sometimes to understand what those sayings really mean, because sometimes those words have no connection with the real meaning of that specific phrase. So we're going to see 7 of those sayings today, and I'm gonna make another video about that because there are so many. I mean, there are so many. So let me know if you're interested in this topic, and we can have even more videos because I've got so many, and there's such incredible and funny stories behind these sayings. So it's very curious to understand how they were born. It's easier to remember them after knowing the story. It's actually also quite funny and interesting in my opinion. So let's get started immediately. Oh, and before that, let me just say thank you to all of you who decided to leave a contribution or to help me with the channel, okay, on PayPal. The address, okay, the email address to leave us a small donation for the channel is admayoratutor@gmail.com. You find the address here in the description, but it's even easier if you click on the button here below with the heart, okay, or on the PayPal button on the homepage of the channel. Thank you so very much to all of you who decided to help me, okay, with this activity. It really means a lot, and it helps me help you. So thank you so much. Let's go ahead and let's talk about an expression that is so common. It was taught at school as well. Probably it's not used today as much as it was used some time ago, but it's so popular, and it is "it rains cats and dogs." As I said before, it's a bit old-fashioned. Today we would rather talk about pouring rain or other expressions, but it is still very well known. And how was it born? Because rain, it rains cats and dogs, like they're falling from the sky or what? So this is the reason. So we need to go back to the 17th century when heavy rainstorms in England, in London especially, caused floods, and so debris and even animals were swept into the gutters. And unfortunately, a lot of stray animals, especially cats and dogs, were swept away from the water, and after the rainstorm, after the flood, people could find these animals in the gutter or in the channels, and that led to this vivid imagination, and it's a bit creepy, I understand that those animals actually fell from the sky, okay, together with the rain, with the water. And so yes, it was quite obvious that they were actually swept away, and they came from the street and they were swept away into the gutters. But this imagination, this sort of a general, let's say, idea was that actually they fell down from the sky, okay, together with the water. I know this is so creepy. Let's change topic. Okay, let's change topic. Let's talk about something more, a little bit more, happy. And there's another saying that is quite common, which is to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. What does it mean? We can quite easily understand that it means being born, being lucky. Okay, being born in a lucky, in a rich environment, or in a lucky situation. But the reason of this saying is that when a child was christened in the past, God parents used to give him or her a silver spoon as it was a gift that was like I don't know, good luck gift. It was just tradition, and so this is a tradition that only rich people could afford, and for this reason being born with a silver spoon, specifically in their mouth, okay, meant being rich, and so being lucky, being in a good position. And so this is the reason why we use that today when we mean that someone is particularly lucky or in a privileged situation. And again, this is not so happy actually. To bite the bullet, this is something that we hear a lot really, and usually it is used when we mean that someone has to hold on or to do something unpleasant, or to keep fighting, to keep grinding. Well, before painkillers, during war, or even when painkillers weren't available during war, surgery was quite brutal. And so when a soldier was wounded in war, and he needed to be operated, or he needed medication or whatever, he was given a bullet to bite down on, to resist and to hold on. And yeah, this is quite sad. I can imagine. This is also a quite vivid image, and this is something that we say today. Luckily, this is a figurative kind of image today, but that was the origin, and that was a bit. I mean, that was a bit sad, wasn't it? And talking about war again, there is another expression that is very, very common today, and this is something that is probably more easy to understand as far as the meaning is concerned, but I'm 100% sure that you don't know the origin of this expression. And it is to show your true colors, okay? Show their true colors, which actually mean to reveal yourself, to show yourself for the person you actually are. You really are. Well, this is also something that refers to battle, okay, and especially warships, because warships actually in the past used different multiple flags to confuse the enemy in war, but warfare rules dictated something quite specific, that the true flag had to be used before firing. Okay, so before firing, you had to use your true colors, so you had to reveal yourself for who you actually were. So this is why we use that today, okay, to show your true colors, to show who you really are. Now, there's another expression that is still used, and it is very, okay, it refers to sort of a conventional behavior that is so completely outdated today, and I'm sure you don't know anything about that, but let me know if I'm wrong. To give someone the cold shoulder. To give someone the cold shoulder. It means that you are ignoring someone, or you are showing no interest, or you don't want someone anymore. I don't know, at your place or during an event or whatever. You just want to get rid of them somehow. Why showing the cold shoulder? You know, someone could think you're turning your shoulder. No, this has nothing to do with that. It was a very specific habit in the past. So in the 19th century especially, but of course this is a very generic, these traditions are obviously they don't have a specific date in the past, but we can say especially during the 19th century, when someone was let's say no more welcome at a dinner party or something, the host who would serve them cold meat, and especially from pork on beef shoulder. And so serving a cold shoulder, okay, doesn't matter whether it was pork or beef, meant that that person wasn't welcomed anymore and they had to leave. Okay, so that was a way to tell them, okay, thank you, that's enough for today, you can go, okay, see you next time. Or maybe not. And this is the origin of this expression. This is a bit, I think it's weird, and it's absolutely something that doesn't belong to our everyday life anymore. But actually there's a word that is actually so common today, that we hear almost every day. It's very, very, very common and popular, which is hangover. Hangover is an expression we use today, obviously, when we talk about the aftermath of I don't know, a party, an event, a night, when people, I don't know, get drunk or something, and so maybe the following day or morning, or in the following hours, okay, they're in a hangover, okay, they feel the way they feel, okay. But this expression, this word actually, let's say that it was goes back, okay, to the Victorian age, when the lowest form of accommodation was actually a rope to sleep in the night. And people, they just used to hang over, okay, this rope to sleep after they, I don't know, probably they had been drunk. It was also an accommodation that poor people used because they couldn't afford anything better, but it was definitely linked to people who, I don't know, who got drunk in taverns or pubs, and then they went to sleep on their rope. And so this expression was then linked to, you know, to the aftermath of some kind of drunkenness, and this is why we use the word hangover today, which is quite funny if we think that it is a word that, yeah, you know, that goes back to the Victorian age. And now there's another expression that, well, in this case, I think you may understand, or you may guess what it means and where it comes from. But it is so common, and I wanted to mention that, and it is to be caught red-handed. Red-handed. So it means that you are caught in the act of doing something wrong, of course. This goes back to the 15th century, 14th, 15th century in Scotland, where criminals were caught with blood on their hands when they committed murder, for example. And this is something we use today, even if we're not talking about criminals or murderers anymore, but it means that you are caught in the act of doing something. And so with the proof of your act. I don't know if any of you is familiar with the TV series, the Netflix TV series Peaky Blinders, but the song, okay, the theme song is strictly connected to this expression and to this, let's say, image and this kind of reference, and so that could be also interesting to remember. Now, last but not least, last for today at least, this is a very, very common expression, and I am 100% sure that you think it is linked to something different from reality, from where it actually comes from the real origins of this expression, which is daylight robbery. Obviously, the meaning of daylight robbery means that you have to pay too much for something that is not worth, or just that you have to pay for something that should be for free. Now, people usually think, I used to think, that it meant, okay, to commit a robbery during the day, so it was quite obvious for everyone, okay, that you were guilty of that. But this is nothing to do with the real origin of this thing. So we have to go back to, let's say, the 17th century, when the king, William III, introduced, it was in England and Wales, he introduced the so-called window tax. It meant that people should pay a tax depending on the number of windows they had in their homes. So they actually paid for daylight. They paid for the sun. Okay, they paid to have light inside their homes, their houses. That was obviously a daylight robbery, because they had to pay for daylight. So this has nothing to do with going out and rob a bank, during the day. There's nothing to do with that. It means that you had to pay to have daylight in your house, okay, which was quite crazy. It created a lot of disorders and riots, which is absolutely right, and the expression survived to this day. So this is all for today. I hope it was interesting for you. I hope that the stories were a bit curious for you too. We're going to talk about other expressions in my following video. Let me know if you like it, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do, and click on the button, and please click on the bell to be updated. Thank you again to all of you who decided to send a donation or a contribution to the channel. You're the best. This is the best community ever. I would like to hug each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and see you very soon. Take care.